morning. Happy Sabbath. Ah, good morning. There we go. Guten Morgen. So I'm excited to be up here. I'm always excited to be here. Not as necessarily up here, just in the upper room. It's time to grow, time to learn, time to share, time to be with you guys. It's amazing. We've started this series. Since this series, I have learned a lot. I've experienced a lot. We started off this series with something you could see. Today we're going to be with something you can do. Now, the recap, let's see if this works. Haha. Previously on the upper room, Pentecost, we spoke on something that needs to change. I had the honor and the privilege to start off this series with it. And for those that were here, I had a little bit of a rough time the day before. I got the news that a friend of mine committed suicide, and since then it's been a little bit difficult. So this one, this one as well. And I've had stuff on my mind, and this whole week I'm trying to prepare for something you could do, and the enemy is attacking like you didn't do enough. And so my sister finally grabs me, and this is a side note. This is not part of the series, but my sister grabbed me, and she's like, "Listen, Marcel." My sister's older than I, and she's, smarter and more experienced. And she's like, "Listen, did you know Lucifer had 4 different voices? God created him with 4 voices. He sang beautifully. It's amazing. Lucifer is great." But then she goes on. She's like, "But God, when God said, 'Let there be light,' there's only one voice. Now, I want you to get a hold of one voice, because all these different," I don't have voices in my head. Don't think I'm like crazy or anything. So, but get a hold of God and have one voice. Now this morning, before we start, I want to pray, and I want to ask for one voice to be in your head today, because all those different voices, the thoughts, the worries of the week, let it go. I actually changed this topic and everything, I don't know how many times during the week, and it wasn't until today at 3 in the morning I wake up, I'm like, "Okay, God, this is what you want me to say." So I've been awake since 3 in the morning, and I want only God's voice to be here today, despite the little tired and wired. So, dear Heavenly Father, Lord, may it be your words and not mine, Lord. In Jesus we pray. Amen. So we went on something got to change. Then we went to check your character. Now, once you change, then you go alike in character in God. Then we went with the second week, the third week, something you could learn. Then it was something you can share to become a legacy. All these great steps are the foundation of a fantastic life if we actually get to experience and put it into practice. It is great. Now today we're going to talk about, this is all on Acts. Now Peter and John, we're going to talk on something you can do. I'm going to jump right to it, and we're going to go verse by verse. And man, it's amazing how you can literally get the Bible and literally just open it, any verse, and you can make a sermon out of it. Not necessarily me, anyone, because everything is just, it's amazing. You're going to see why. Okay, here we go. So, something you could do. Acts chapter 3:1. And it says, "Now Peter and John went up together into the temple at the hour of prayer, being the 9th hour." Now, some versions will say it was 3 o'clock. Some people say the 9th hour. It really doesn't matter. The point is, it's the hour of prayer. And I find that interesting, and I think there's importance in there, because nothing in the Bible is just like, oh, it's extra. I don't know why they put that there. No. Now Peter and John went together to the temple. Something you could do. All right, I'm going to start off right here off the bat. Something you could do. They're on their way to the temple. Now, this story is going to break off. We're going to see it develop. I keep missing this thing. I'm about to hit myself. We're going to see that both Peter and John, are going to heal someone who couldn't walk, okay? We're going to get to that point. But the interesting part is that they're on their way to on their way to the temple to be used by God as an instrument of a miracle. You think that would have happened if they would have, instead of going to the temple, they're going somewhere else? Oh, let's go chill, bro. Let's go to the club. Let's go over here to my friend's house. They're doing this and that, whatever. You think that on this way they're gonna have the power to create a miracle? Okay, step 1, to do something incredible. Be on the right path. On the right path. Now great things could happen. Now, another thing that goes with that is they did it at the hour of prayer. Oh, they didn't go to the temple at 3 a.m., by the way. A lot of people think that, being on the right path, it doesn't matter. I'm in the right path. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter how, doesn't matter anything. Now, on the same series, we actually talked about character and we talked about reputation. I think it's actually linked. Because reputation, my mom says that when I was very little, she's like, reputation is important. A lot of people think that, why do you care what people think? It doesn't matter what people think as long as you're in the right path. No. See, reputation is being free to do what is right. See, if you have a bad reputation and you park your car at Walmart, but there is a bar 3 miles away, they're like, he parked it at Walmart. I'm pretty sure he's at the bar. If you have a good reputation, you're known for being in the right path, you could park at the bar. Don't do it, but you can. And people like, I'm pretty sure Marcel's at Walmart. It looks kind of full. Yeah, he's probably at Walmart. So being in the right path is having the liberty, the strength, the ability to do what's right and be used by God in amazing ways. Because if you're going the wrong direction, you'll do great things for the enemy. They're not great things. Yes, for him, but not great things. So do something. Now, it starts off with that. Then, and a certain man, lame, it's funny in the Bible, he wasn't like, oh, he's so lame. No, lame means crippled. So a man that was lame from his mother's womb, I'll break it down. He couldn't walk since birth, okay? Now, a lot of cartoons, I've actually seen this, he's crippled, he can't walk. No. This is since birth. I mean, if you study anatomy and physiology and you can see it in your head, the calcium in his bones are brittle. His muscles have never been used, and it's called atrophy. It's just shriveled up like a raisin. And this guy's just on the floor, okay? You have that picture. Whom they lay daily. His family comes and lays him daily at the gate of the temple, that's important, the gate of the temple, which is called Beautiful, to ask alms, which is, he's a beggar, okay? Ask alms those who enter the temple. Now, I'm going to take a pause here, and I know I'm supposed to talk about Peter and John and something they could do, and they're going to heal this man, but this is key information right here, something you could do. Because a lot of us are not Peter and are not John. And yes, we go to the temple, we go to church, we come to the upper room, and we try to be on the right path, but a lot of us are this guy, okay? A lot of us are going through pain, a lot of us are crippled. Now, here's the important part. This guy is begging for silver and gold. He's on survival mode. Just give me some silver and gold. He's at the gate of the temple. Instead of going in and pleading God for healing, he's pleading men for just silver and gold. Just, man, don't we do that like all the time? I am like blown away. Here's a man, he's begging. He is in prison. Right before this sermon, we saw a video. Now, it's not going to be included for those viewing on internet. But that video says you are imprisoned. How often do we get imprisoned by what we do? By pain. Oh, man, I don't know. I was talking to my dad. We're in the car, and I'm like, Dad, you don't understand the generation. Like, I don't understand this generation. And I know you guys are going to be like, all right, I know, it's pretty crazy. But I showed my dad the Kiki challenge, and I'm like, Dad, this is what you're doing. And I ruined his morning, sadly. But the girl goes out and poof, gets hit by a car. And it's quite explicit. And my dad literally just got goosebumps. He's like, you got to be kidding me. They're doing this? They're going. I'm like, Dad, this is nothing. You should do the ghost challenge, a ghost pepper challenge. And I show on people, burning with the hottest pepper in the world, going to the hospital. I'm like, this is nothing. There's kids that are eating Tide Pods. They put it on pizza. And my dad's like, I just can't, I can't imagine this. And then I'm scrolling, and I'm showing all my dad this stuff. And then there's a cliff. He's like, bro, jump off the cliff. It's a cartoon, little, thing drawn up. He's like, no, I'm not going to jump off the cliff. And then the next scene, he's like, hashtag jump off the cliff challenge. And sure enough, he jumps off the cliff. I'm like, wow, this society, put a hashtag on it, and people are going to do it. Why? Because then my dad goes saying he stayed quiet. We went to the store, and he was quiet the whole way back. And I was like a little worried, like maybe I shouldn't have shown him that. I don't know. So he told me, and man, he's like, today's fun is an instinctive manifestation of pain. I was like, wow. It took me a while. He just sat there and he stayed quiet again. Like I said in the previous one, my dad's really wise. I learned a lot from him. So pain. This man, since birth, he's going through pain. He has lost all possibilities of what to do. Instead of going to God, instead of going inside, he is by a gate, a beautiful gate. And that's what we often do. We masquerade this fun and greatness with this gate, imprisonment. And we're like, oh yeah, fun, let's do this, and let's do that, let's do this. Wow. There's people that literally, I know I jump on this train a lot, but I don't get it. We lower our standards, we lower our morals, we lower everything. What? I remember I went to this house, and we're having fun. And they bring out a card game, Cards to Humanity. Yeah, we all know that one. So I was baffled. I felt my neurons just dying dying. I felt everything just going down. I'm like, I can't. And they're like, Marcel, why do you gotta be so strict? Why do you gotta be so, high morals and high standards? Why you can't just chill? Why you can't relax? I'm like, relax? Okay, so here's the scenario, the domino effect. Something you could do. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna play the game. I'll lower everything. I'm chilling, right? I'm chilling. And I become a beggar. I become something from the floor. How often do we do it? We lower, and then when a girl comes up and my whole mind is messed up, and this is what happens because it degrades your mind, and then a girl comes up, yo, hey, what's up, girl? Hey, I lost my number. Can I have yours? And they're like, hey, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, and then I respond to the girl, hey, chill, just chill, relax, right? And then she's like, she gets so many of this stuff all the time. People just giving compliments, sexualizing, doing all this stuff, and it goes down until what? Till we're all beggars. We're all just asking for silver and gold instead of being cured and being able to walk. Now, I could go on and on. From the phone, from imprisonment, from social media, social expectations, from friends. But we're not going to do, because this is not the point of the sermon. The point is, if you're in the right path, I've told people, and all the people that come and talk to me like, dude, chill. I'm like, I'm on this path. I don't want to live any life that's besides this path, because I'm going to get hit by a car. This is the right path, okay? So, moving on, something you could do. Acts 3:3-6. Who's seeing Peter, this is amazing, the beggar, who's seeing Peter and John about to go into the temple, he's asking, for money. And Peter, fastening his eyes upon him with John, said, look unto us. And he gave heed unto them. So the beggar looked at him like, oh, okay. Expecting to receive something, then Peter says, silver and gold I have none. I can't help but laugh. Because okay, you're in a stoplight, and there's a beggar holding a sign, please, need food, please. And you lower the window. Hey, look at me. And the beggar looks at you like, oh, and he comes running. I don't have any money. What? I can't imagine this guy's face. You're like, hey, I don't got any silver and gold. But he goes on saying, but such as I have, I give thee. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, rise up and walk. Wow. Man, next time I wish I could see a beggar say, I don't have money, but you are saved. Wow, that's amazing. But by the way, yeah, we should give. That's something we can still do. So Acts 3:7, it continues. He took him by the right hand and lifted him, and immediately his feet and ankles, bones received strength. Man, I don't know if you guys watch, these movies, but this is like the greatest scene ever. I mean, you're talking about someone, like I said, his muscles are raising, his bones are brittle, and all of a sudden, he gets his strength. And he starts lifting up. Now, you're going to see the next verse, because the next verse is going to blow your mind. But before I get to the next verse, I can't help but think that he took him by the right hand is not in vain. He did not just say that. See, if you look at John 21:6, it says, cast your net on the right side. And I like this correlation, this kind of paradox. They're fishing all night. We talked about it in the beginning of this series. And God said, cast your net on the right side, not the left, the right. They got him by the right hand and lifted him up. See, when you lift someone up, it has to be the right way. And here, they didn't say, hey, by Jesus Christ, you're healed. Now, go run along. They said, you're healed by Jesus Christ. Now, let me help you up. How many times do we think ourselves self-righteous and we're like, okay, well, that's wrong. How many times I made the mistake? I've played, Cards of Humanity, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done playing this game. And then I go and I'm like, hey, guys, this is really bad, blah, blah. No, I could have kept my mouth shut, and, by my action, they would have been like, wow, okay, Marcel is just not like that. Pick them up with encouragement, with motivation. Go on your way on the right path. But how we do it is important, because what comes next, that's the true miracle. People think that the miracle was, yes, it is. It's part of it. I mean, it's amazing. This guy's never walked before. But how it happened will determine how that miracle is carried out. And he leaped up, stood. It's kind of like a Shakespeare thing. And he leaped up, stood, and walked, and entered with them into the temple, walking, leaping, and praising God. Okay, so this is not some kind of, Have you seen the cartoons? Really? It messes with your mind. I don't think I'm letting my children watch it when it comes to it. Because, you know, he walks up and you see him like brittle, like he's, you know, it's like a baby deer or like a giraffe like being born. And, you know, he's going, no, he leaped. Wow, I got feet. I can't imagine. Can you imagine this guy walking for the first time in his whole entire life? You really think he's like, wow, this is pretty. I'm sure he was like, woo, I could shuffle, I could do all this stuff. I'm sure he was using his feet like he's never used before. This is the first time. He got strength. He is walking. He is leaping. I mean, woo! This guy was crazy. That would suck if he did that and he actually twisted his ankle. But no, because he's being protected. Like, wow. But here's the miracle. How he carried it out, he is being lifted the right way. Did he go to his family right after this and say, yo, I could walk? Can you imagine this? You carried me every single day to the gate. Man, why didn't you carry me to the temple, Mom? Why didn't you carry me to them that they could cure? No, you carried me just so I could get silver and gold. No, he didn't do none of that. He didn't go to any friend, any family, any nothing. What? He entered with them into the temple, walking, leaping, and praising God. Wow. When I come up here, I don't want to talk awesome and cool and stuff. I want to do it the right way so when you leave here, it's the right path taken. Not just some encouraging thing that, oh, you could walk and you feel, you know, great and strong. No, it's time to stand up. See, that is the moral of the story. It was someone who was a beggar who was imprisoned by a gate, so-called beautiful because their outlets, their mechanism of defense, the things that we feel security in our little comfort zone. That's what that meant. But when he says, you are saved by Jesus Christ, now he stands up. Now, what's going to take me down? What's going to take me? I'm standing up now. I'm no longer crippled. That's what God tells us every day. Son, daughter, you are no longer crippled. Get up from the floor. Wow. No, I'm just going to lay here. It's on my phone. Just doing nothing. Get up. And when people say, hey, let's go over here, say, no, I'm not a cripple. Why are you going to take me to a gate? A guy, a girl, ask you to do, no. Why are you going to take me to a gate and call it beautiful? Huh? Can you think of those things, how we masquerade things and we call it, you know, pretty and nice? It's funny because, you know, you could Google this stuff. You know, people take these shots. They're horrible. It burns. Oh, no, it's nice. It's cool, yeah. And then, you know, your mom comes with a green juice and you're like, yeah, it's disgusting. I can never have that. We masquerade these things and call it by a different name. It's very interesting. And all the people saw him walking and praising God. #viral. Now that is viral. This is a person that they saw walk every day. They walk by. Some people gave him money, some people didn't. But all of a sudden they see him walking. Wow. See, it's funny because the people who did the ghost pepper challenge, the Kiki, do you love me? By the way, Kiki doesn't love you. Jesus does, though. By the way, Jesus loves you. So that is definitely a reason to be dancing about. But hey, those people that do the Kiki challenge and stuff, and they want to go viral, they will be forgotten tomorrow. They will be forgotten. But when you're in the right path and you do what is right, now that is amazing. Now, Peter and John, we spoke about Dorcas. They resurrect Dorcas. And the people went and they're like, hey, can you do this? And they did it. So stuff that they did, it wasn't to become famous. And they say it. We're going to go across. This is where we get to. Acts 3:12. And when Peter saw it, he answered unto the people, ye men of Israel, why marvel ye at this? Oh, I love this. Or why look ye so earnestly on us? Like, basically it's saying, why are you surprised? Like, really? Oh, he didn't walk? That surprises you? Though by our own power or holiness we have made this man to walk, you think it was us? The God of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob, of Claudia, Marcel, of all, all the people here. This is the same God, okay? Times have changed, God has not. The God of our fathers hath glorified his Son, Jesus, whom ye delivered up, and denied him in the presence of Pilate when he was determined to let him go. So, ouch, this was kind of like a white glove slap. Why are you amazed? This comes from the power from the man that you crucified. Okay, wait. Wow. every day. I'm going to say something really strong. Forgive me. Actually, no. I take that back. Don't. Here, you look at movies and you look at all that stuff, and no one sugarcoats anything, and everyone's like, oh, wow, it's a great movie. And here in the upper room, we're supposed to sugarcoat things. I'm sorry. We preach the truth up here, and if you don't, that's the door. I'm sorry. We crucify God every day. You think it happened once? With our actions, with our lies, with our deceit, with our games, with our manipulation, with all of it, we crucify God every day. He's just so forgiving that he says, hey, I died once for you. Thou keep it covered for the rest of the times you try to do it again. But what are we doing? And then when we do something good on top of it, we make a ton of mistakes. And then when we do something good, we're like, hey, look what I did. I healed them. And then you want to get the credit. Do something more. It's not us. Acts 3:17, and now, brethren, I wot that through ignorance ye did, as did also your rulers. Now, this is comforting, but it also is alarming. See, that's fine. We do make mistakes. And I said it once, mistakes does not define you. Standing up does. Staying there does. Standing up will define you. See, ignorance. They did it in ignorance. Maybe we make mistakes. Maybe we crucify God not wanting, not knowing, ignorance. But here's the trick. I'm sorry, guys. My dad told me this when I was young. He started preaching, and he started telling me, and he started instructing me with truth since I was this big. And he's like, son, that's it. You're done. Because you know the truth and you know better. Ignorance is bliss. It's true. But now, today, someone's going to be like, oh, I'm sorry I came today. Because today, now you know the truth. Sabbath, before this, you know another truth. Every time you come here, you know the truth. And you will be judged by that light that you have been received. You know, if there's an Indian tribe in South America and they don't know, they will be judged according to that light. And if they wanted to kill someone and that's the light that they received, God will judge them. And I have no idea how it's going to go. But today, we know what to do. We know what path, what to take. We know if we are beggars or if we are not. I'm going to finish with this story. We could do more. My dad told me this story when I was young. It's a true story. I can't recall, and I meant to call him this morning to see where it actually took place, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Arizona, but I'll have to make sure. This little boy, must have been 5 or 6, was dying of cancer. And he was dying of cancer, and the mom goes over him, and the mom knows that it's stage 4, and there's nothing she could do. And she's like, son, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the little boy looks at her, and she's like, man, I want to be a fireman. Actually, I laughed because when I was little, I wasn't the brightest kid, and my dad asked me the same thing. Actually, it was my sister, and I said I wanted to be a fire truck. She's like, you want to be a fireman? I'm like, no, I want to be a fire truck. So till this day, once in a while, my sister will buy me a little fire truck, and she's like, well, whatever. So this kid wanted to be a fireman, and he's a little brighter than me, and the mom's like, oh, man, he's not going to make it. So she goes to the fire station, talks to the chief, and she's like, Chief, my son wants to be a fireman. Is there something you could do? Maybe he could come visit. And he looked at her, he's like, we could do that and much more. He gets on the phone as soon as she leaves, and he calls the manufacturer for his uniforms, and he's like, hey, can you make a uniform this size, and he's a tiny little uniform, a little helmet, and he gets everything ready. So a little boy comes, and he's like, okay, so if he could ride the fire truck, get a little tour of it. And the fireman looks at him, he's like, no, we could do that and much more. So he gets on this little suit. The little boy is gleaming, he doesn't have hair due to chemo, and the helmet fits just right, and he puts his, little thing with his name tag on it. I mean, wow. This was a full-blown firefighter this big. I don't think he could handle the hose because he'll take him, but this was his dream come true. He gets on the fire truck, and they put the siren, and they go around the city, and this guy's, on top with the whole crew, and it's amazing. He had the best day of his life. And then he goes back to the hospital, and time goes by. It's not going so well for the kid. And he does not want to take off this uniform. They're like, you got to wear the hospital gown. No, I'm not. Like, he's hugging his helmet, and everyone's like, you know what? It's okay. And he's in love. So as time goes by, he gets weaker and weaker, and the nurse goes up to mom and is like, your son's not going to make it. Probably not today. Oh, guys. God, give me strength. Woo. I'm going to let you learn a little secret. I'm a little sensitive. Yeah, got it from my mom. No, I'm just kidding. My whole family. It's like a Kleenex commercial up there. So, all right. So, they say he's not going to make it past the day. The mom calls the chief and says, Chief, it's that time. I don't think he's going to make it. He's like, is it possible that you could just come and say goodbye? And the chief's like, we could do that and a lot more. Did I mention I didn't sleep a lot last night? So, the chief gets in the truck. He gets the full crew. He puts the siren on. He goes. It's like in the third, fourth floor. He puts the ladder all the way to the window. He tells the hospital, I'm going to go through the window. It's not a fire drill. This is something what we're going to do. It's something special for this kid. They open the window, and I think it was like 26 firemen go through this small window and are surrounded. I could just imagine this little bed and like all the whole entire, fire department there with him. And he picks up this kid, and he's like, man, you're the bravest fireman I've ever known. He's like, gosh, really? Am I really the fireman? He's like, son, you're a great fireman. And with that, he died in the fireman's arms. We can do more. We can do this and much more. Allow yourself to be in the right path, because if you're not going to be able to do much more, trust me. Allow yourself that opportunity to be in the right path. Allow yourself that opportunity to stand up. Once you have that, great things could happen. Miracles could happen. The act of service goes beyond just this store. It will go viral to the rest of the world, and it will change it. We have enough people here to change the world. And it would be fantastic if it can start today. If we could conclude, we're going to have some people come up. And I want us just to think on that, something we could do. And think it doesn't have to be something we could do a year from now. What can you do today? What can happen right now? You think, I'm not Peter, I'm not John. You don't have to be. Be on the right path. And we will conclude this series next Saturday. Pastor Carlos will be speaking. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be great. And if we could pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this opportunity of life. An opportunity that we should not take for granted. That we may make a difference. Do something and much more, Lord. May we touch lives and not take the credit for it, because we know it's you, Lord, that is doing it, Lord. Be with us, grant us peace. Forgive our sins, whatever we have done that has offended you, Lord. Make us stand up and not waver through peer pressures or influences, Lord. May we not be that beggar in the gates and call it beautiful and be comforted there, but actually walk in that temple, leaping and rejoicing in joy, because you have come to heal us, Lord. Take away our pain. Guide us through this time, this Sabbath. In the name of Jesus we pray.